Well, let's have another round of applause for Spirit Boys. And let me note, please, that Greg Tennell, standing right there,
I'm here.
Is the composer of the song that we'll do in a few minutes. He's the writer. So welcome and good morning, Unity Spiritual Center, to everyone here in the sanctuary and to everyone online watching us this morning. We here at Unity, we are all about our mission, which is transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in the world. How great is that? My goodness. My name is Sally Sledge, and I get to be the platform assistant and other things today. Y'all know, if you have a cell phone, you know who you are. Pull it out and double check, please, that silence button is silenced. Thank you very much. As always, we begin our time together by sharing our opening affirmation, which is, together, we affirm that there is only one presence, one power active in my life, universe, God the Good. This is Unity's foundation principle, that one presence, one power, and one life living through each and every one of us. This morning, our transformational speaker, Susanne Croft, will share her experience in, quote, getting a postdoc in spiritual achievement, unquote. Can't wait to hear about that. And our music today is this lovely group called Spirit Voice. And now I'd like to, Lois first. And now we will do a congregational song for the beauty of the earth. And now let us welcome Lois Green, who will come up and do our reading and opening prayer.
Thank you, Sally. I have other names too. I get to abbreviate. I'm Lois Green Hansen. There you go. Okay. Today I'm going to read from, it is Chicken Soup for the Grieving Soul. There's a passage here. Am I too close? No, you need to get closer. I feel loud. I'm usually loud. So I wish you enough. I overheard a father and daughter at an airport in their last moments together. They had announced her plane's departure, and standing near the door, he said to his daughter, "I love you. I wish you enough." She said, "Daddy, our life together has been more than enough. Your love is all I ever needed. I wish you enough too, Daddy." They kissed goodbye, and she left. He walked over towards the window where I was seated, and standing there, I could see that he wanted and needed to cry. I tried not to intrude on his privacy, but he welcomed me in by asking, "Did you ever say goodbye to someone knowing it would be forever?" "Yes, I have," I replied. Saying that brought back memories of expressing my love and appreciation for all my dad had done for me. Recognizing that his days were limited, I took the time to tell him face to face how much he meant to me, so I knew what this man was experiencing. "Forgive me for asking, but why is this a forever goodbye?" I asked. "I am old, and she lives much too far away. I have challenges ahead, and the reality is, her next trip back will be for my funeral," he said. "When you were saying goodbye, I heard you say, 'I wish you enough.' May I ask what that means?" He began to smile. "That's a wish that has been handed down from another generation. My parents used to say it to everyone." He paused for a moment, looked up as if he was trying to remember it in detail, and he smiled even more. "When we said, 'I wish you enough,' we were wanting the other person to have a life filled with enough good things to sustain them." He continued and then turned toward me. He shared the following as if it was a reciting it from memory. "I wish you enough sun to keep your attitude bright. I wish you enough rain to appreciate the sun more. I wish you enough happiness to keep your spirit alive. I wish you enough pain so that the smallest joys in life appear much bigger. I wish you enough gain to satisfy your wanting. I wish you enough loss to appreciate all that you possess. I wish you enough hellos to get you through the final goodbye." Then he began to sob and walked away. So from Chicken Soup for the Soul, we wish you enough.
Susanne, your turn.
Good Earth Day Sunday to you all. Sorry. Hopefully this starts. There we go. Oh. Yeah? No? Help? There we go. Okay. I'm going to cover a lot of ground here. So hang on. I'm going to take you all the way from the traumas that happened to me last year to reduce and recycling. And it's going to hopefully make sense. And we're going to talk about betrayal and earth care and reuse and reset and trauma and abundance and feeling unsafe and quality, not quantity, and heartache, and money, and gratitude, and enough. And who told Spirit anyway that I was ready for postdoc in spiritual achievement? I don't think so. I didn't think I'd gotten my bachelor's, but anyway. If any of you have experienced trauma, you need to know about these books. If you haven't read them, jot them down. Bessel van der Kolk, The Body Keeps the Score. That's what it's all about. And Waking the Tiger, Peter Levine, is about releasing it from your body. And I've ridden the tiger, you see there, right there. So I want to get a few things out of the way here, just what I kind of summarize the key points that I've learned in a lot of reading about trauma this last year. And they're really basic, and I'm going to keep referring back to them, so hold these in your mind. Almost everyone, it turns out, has experienced some form of trauma in their lives. And it's not just, you know, the veterans in war or somebody who's been sexually abused. It's people who have a sudden loss in their life, or that even coming out of surgery, we can experience a sense of trauma. Turns out. And trauma is not what happens to us. It's not the event. It's what happens in our bodies as a result of what happens to us. When people act traumatized, we say they're out of their right mind, right? Actually, it turns out you're out of your left mind. And no access to your prefrontal cortex, no access to logical thinking, all of that shuts down. And to move through trauma, we need quietness, we need safety, we need support from family and friends, and we need support from nature. These are my Buddhas. Most of you probably got this in the mail recently. Right? Yeah? Talk to me later. I have a long story. Many of you may know that during COVID, I moved down to the Bay Area, Berkeley, to join lives with a man that I thought was going to be my life partner for the rest of my life. And last year on Valentine's Day, we were going for a hike in a beautiful redwoods park. And we were chatting about this and that. And one thing we were talking about was I had bought a house in Spokane because I missed Spokane so much. And I was going to go back and forth, and we were trying to decide, or I was asking for what furniture should we leave here and what should we take and all of that. And he turned to me, and this close to my face, he screamed at the top of his lungs, "I want you out." Effectively ending our relationship and putting me in so much shock, I could hardly talk. And 2 days later, I got a call from what turned out to be a fraudster from India who told me that he was Kenneth Schwartz, senior officer with the Secret Service, here to rescue me from such a big case of identity fraud and financial maneuvering around drugs and weapons trafficking, that it required me to get a whole new identity, and he was going to help me. And I was in such a right brain state that I wasn't thinking straight. And, you know, anybody who knows me knows I'm the last person that would have fallen for that, but that's where I was. And I ended up liquidating, at his instructions, liquidating all of my investments and wiring them all overseas to Hong Kong, where there's no getting it back. And I lost over $1 million. And I know that in Seattle you can hardly buy a house for $1 million, but to me it was a lot of money. And so, lesson learned. I used to say, I would joke that I'd trust anything anybody said to me in a British accent, and I'm done with that. And as far as Roy goes, you know, I'm ready to really to stop repeating relationships with my narcissistic father. And then Reverend David comes in, because Spirit is with us, right? There's only one presence and one power, the all-loving goodness of God. And Reverend David, I'll get to that later, but he said something to me that changed my life. You guys know the Story People cards? I love their cards. Is willing to accept that she creates her own reality, except for some of the parts where she can't help but wonder what the hell she was thinking. Yeah, I mean, that whole period, that February and March of last year was just, I was not in my right mind. Or rather, I was in my left mind. So, wheel. Wheel turns out to have some really interesting meanings. Wheel is a medieval word that can refer to a welt like you would get from being beat with a whip, a type of harm or hurt or trauma to your skin or your psyche. Wheel is also the root word for well-being and also the root word for wealth. Health, wealth, and happiness. And so where is Spirit in all of that? Well, I have to tell you, I have really done some serious spiritual growth in the last year. And it wouldn't have, you know, if it hadn't been for the welt, I might not have. So I'm glad that I have those tools, and I'm glad that Unity gave them to me. And one of the tools was that I remembered in trying to figure out what all this had to do with spirit, a saying that we used to say here quite often, which is thoughts held in mind produce after their kind. Right? It's you create your own reality. It's just energy. Einstein says that, it's just physics. So I remembered about a dynamic that I studied a lot when I did my medicine wheel training about 10 years ago. And as opposed to the victim perpetrator rescuer triangle that's at the bottom, it's called the drama triangle, sometimes called the trauma triangle. There's another version. It's called the empowerment dynamic. And you move from being a victim to being the co-creator of your life. And then you see people in your lives as challengers and coaches. So they're challenging you to rise, to, coaching you on, have you thought of it this way? Have you thought of it that way? And I was like, okay, I'm going to step out of that victim role, and I'm going to make this what I want it to be. And I remembered something that had came to me decades ago in prayer, and it's still so true. God gives me everything I have. God gives me everything I need. And sometimes there are things that I need to not have. Barn's burnt down. Now I can see the moon. This is on my refrigerator and has been for about 20 years. So every now and then, over the last year, I've gotten huge aha moment insights. One of them was, I left that hike in the Redwoods thinking, seriously, Valentine's Day? You did this on Valentine's Day to me? And Spirit said, hang on. Everything in your life flows from my love for you. Everything. Did you forget? That's why I delivered you from Roy on Valentine's Day. But you totally missed the point. And Reverend David, do you remember a talk he gave about the river and flow? And then he was up here taking the offering. And he said, think of money as currency. And all of a sudden, the left and right sides of my brain started talking to each other, and I went, do you know what I just did? I gave away over $1 million. Can you just imagine the power that vacuum is drawing to me right now? Can you just imagine? My cup runneth over, but it's about full immersion. It's about really just riding that wave, going with the flow, trusting that it's going to carry you where you need to go. And it's about quality, not quantity, and gratitude for all that I have. And I have enough clothes to last me the rest of my life, but I have friends and family. I have a deep personal daily spiritual practice. I have a home that I love back in Spokane that has snow and warm summers. And the list goes on and on. I have so many things. I have enough little pension and Social Security. I have enough income to live on. I'll see how much the IRS needs to take from me, but I am so grateful. My heart is so full that I don't live from a feeling of loss at this point. And so I thought about Earth Day, and I thought, you know what? I grew up. My mother taught me to wash aluminum foil. I thought everyone did. She made her high school prom dress from an old shower curtain. She was born a few weeks after the 1929 stock market crash, so that was her mentality growing up. She used to remake her clothes, cut them down and make them into clothes for me when I was young. I mean, I just grew up doing this, and I'm really passionate about reusing stuff before I recycle it, and I realized why. I don't like being thrown away. Like I don't matter. And so, today on Earth Day Sunday, let's treat Earth's resources like they matter too. Let's recommit to recycling and reuse. Did you know that there's a tier in that? Reduce first. It's not about, I mean, buy what you need, yeah, but buy it at a thrift store if you can, or a secondhand store. Reducing what you take in, reducing what you consume, then reusing it. Cheer with me, okay? Wear it out, use it up, way out. Wear it out, use it up, way out. Wear it out, use it up, way out. I mean, wear it out before you recycle it and repair it along the way if you can. The benefits of being resourceful are huge. And some of them are quantitative also. But there's abundance. You realize you already pretty much have what you need. There's convenience. You don't have to run to the store all the time. You just rummage around with what you have and what do I need to do and what do I have and what can serve that purpose. There's delight in your own ingenuity when you figure out that something works. You know, you made do with what you had, and isn't that cool? And there's a deeper value, deeper awareness of the value of everything, that you look at it when you're done using it for the purpose you bought it for. You look at it again and go, well, what else could that be used for? And you really assess the full potential of that thing, and you don't just discard it. And you're living lighter on the land, and you're self-reliant, more self-reliant, and you're conserving natural resources, and you're saving money. I mean, this last year I've been acutely aware of how much money that lifelong practice has been saving me. Because I'm really kind of holding my breath, waiting to see how much the IRS wants to take, and I haven't been spending any money that I don't have to spend. And it's amazing how much I can just make do with what I already have. Saves a lot of money. So reuse examples, there's a whole storyboard out there. I hope you'll come see the display tables that the Earth Care team has set up after the service. But a couple of things, composting, right? My pet peeve is disposals. Why are you putting solid gold into your disposal? It increases your solid waste costs because now you have to process that at the wastewater treatment plant, as opposed to creating fertile soil for your garden. Compost. Reusable water bottles. A lot of us do that already. There's a picture of a mother cutting down her clothes to make something for her younger, smaller child. Buying a used car, just a couple years old, you save a ton of money, right? And it's still pretty much a used car, or a new car. Goodwill, all the thrift stores around are just so great. But one of my favorite stories is years ago when I was working, I had an office in the community building. I took on a project for the whole building to create cloth hand towels instead of paper towels. And I went to the Davenport because I remembered they had cloth hand towels in the restrooms. And I met with their laundry person, and I said, do you ever end up with torn sheets that you throw away? And she takes me to this back room that's full of garbage bags full of torn sheets. And she said, how many do you want? And so I took them home and I washed them all. And I recruited a bunch of volunteers and we cut them up and we sewed them into cloth hand towels. And I had a high school intern from the PICI class at Lewis and Clark that did a cost benefit analysis for me that proved that how much money we were saving by even washing it. I mean, factoring in how much water we were going to use and how much that was going to cost to heat the water and all of that, you know. And it was cheaper to use the cloth hand towels. And they're still using them. I mean, you didn't have to go buy more paper towels in addition to all of what producing a paper towel does. But you can make rags into rag rugs, rag placemats, quilts, you know, all kinds of things. Just because you're done using it for the original purpose doesn't mean you're done. So really the bottom line here is, as above, so below. As within, so without. And I really believe that the chaos that we're experiencing in our world right now, socially, politically, environmentally, is flowing from the dis-ease that we hold within ourselves. It ripples out. And so whatever we can do to know that we have enough, that we are enough, ripples out, and the planet feels it. The planet feels loved, and that's the most effective way, I think, to create change. But if we're going to love the planet, we have to care about it. We don't care about things that we don't know. And we can't love something that we don't know. And once you love something, you care about it, right? And we can't know something that we don't spend time with. So spend time in nature. You have time to do this. You don't have time to not do it. Watch, listen, smell, touch, taste, breathe, and be grateful. Lie in the grass, listen to the earth's heartbeat, because we need her resources to last as long as we need them. And it's our connection with her where we find our abundance and our deep roots. Our well-being depends on it. And now we're going to start into meditation. Settle into your seat, feet on the floor. Feel the chair holding you. And imagine that you're out in nature. And it's raining. Caleb? I was going to see it too, but I guess we can't. Okay, the rain can be louder. It's raining really hard. It's raining really hard outside. There's no substitute for standing in the rain to awaken every sense. Senses that are muted within four walls, where your attention was on yourself instead of all that is more than you. Inside, looking out, you could not bear the loneliness of being dry in a wet world. You wanted to stand like a shaggy cedar with rain seeping into your bark, that water dissolving the barrier between you. You wanted to feel what the cedars feel and know what they know. So you've gone out, walking in the rain. As you walk along the trail, a giant log blocks the way. Going under looks easier than going over, so you drop to your hands and knees. You find a dry place there where the ground mosses are brown and dry, the soil soft and powdery. The log makes a roof overhead, more than 1 meter wide in the wedge-shaped space where the slope falls away to the stream. You can stretch out your legs, the slope angle perfectly accommodating the length of your back. You let your head rest in a dry nest of fern moss and sigh in contentment. Your breath forms a cloud above you, up where brown tufts of moss still cling to the furrowed bark, embroidered with spider webs and wisps of lichen that haven't seen the sun since this tree became a log. This log, inches above your face, weighs many tons, but given the fast tempo of raindrops and the slow tempo of tree falls, you can feel safe in the moment. The pace of your resting and the pace of its falling run on different clocks. Time as objective reality has never made much sense to you. It's what happens that matters. How can minutes and years, devices of your own creation, mean the same thing to gnats and to cedars? 200 years is young for the trees whose tops this morning are hung with mist. It's an eye blink of time for the river, and nothing at all for the rocks. The rocks and the river and these very same trees are likely to be here in another 200 years if we take good care. As for you and that chipmunk and the cloud of gnats milling in a shaft of sunlight, you will have moved on. If there is meaning in the past and in the imagined future, it is captured in the moment. You have all the time in the world. You can spend it not on going somewhere, but on being where you are. So you stretch out, close your eyes, and listen to the rain. From braiding sweetgrass.
So we are now going to be going into community song, congregational song, that will be just to drums. And before we start, I just wanted to honor and acknowledge that we are on the grounds of the ancestral grounds of the Spokane tribe and the other inland Northwest tribes, the Kalispel, the Namipu, the Colvilles, and just to hold and I hold in great gratitude and appreciation all of those people who have maintained a culture that continues to honor Mother Earth and to understand their right relationship, and they have a lot to teach us. So we dedicate this song to them, knowing that it is borrowed from them. Thank you. Please join us when you're ready.
So, 30-something years ago, my husband Jim and I were church shopping. He had been a Presbyterian, grown-up Presbyterian. He liked his church. He wasn't real excited about it, but that was what he always knew. I didn't know what I wanted, but it wasn't that church. And so coming together as a couple with a blended family, we went church shopping. And we heard there was this positive thinking church at the corner of 29th and Bernard. So we thought, we'll come here. And we said, well, maybe we'll come here every month or two while doing something else. Okay, so I'm setting the scene here. We sat in that section near the back, and Reverend David McClure sat up here, and he said so clearly, people, you were not born sinners. You were born blessed, and so get on with it. What? I looked at Jim. Jim looked at me, and he said, well, okay, so forget that every month. This is our home. And we've been here ever since. And there's a lot of people who have similar stories. Our feeling at that time is we found something that was really important to us, and we decided to make it, to give of our time, give of our talent, whatever that was, and to give of our treasure, and to plan it, not leave it to the end to see how much money we had left over in the budget for the month, but to put it forefront. And we've been pretty good at that over the years with changes in jobs and retirement, etc. And we decided to give generously. So I invite you to think the same. This is our time for community giving, and let's say together our blessing. I know that my giving blesses and multiplies all that I am, all that I have, and all that I give and receive, and I give thanks for the abundance that is mine to share. Blessed Spirit, let's fill our hearts with gratitude, with love, with peace, with joy. Let's bless what Alan here has, what has been given today, and those who have given. Amen. All right, this is my favorite part. Let's all say together, please, the unity statement. Together, unity stands for peace in the presence of conflict, for love in the presence of hatred, for forgiveness in the presence of injury. Unity honors the many names for God, the many paths to God, for we know that there is only one power, one presence, and one life. So, whoever you are, and wherever you are on your own individual's spiritual path, you are welcome here. I hope that everyone does feel welcome. It's a very important part of what we want to do as unitics. That's one of our goals. So is there anyone here in the sanctuary who is here for the first time, has the courage to raise his or her hand so that we can welcome you and offer you a free coffee beverage at our barista stand? Anyone here? Oh, I see someone back there. Awesome. Just go to the barista afterward and they'll fix you right up. So for those of you who are joining us online and who are new to our ministry, we encourage you to sign up for our e-news that comes out every Wednesday and talks about upcoming workshops and classes and events. And you can sign up for our email newsletter by scanning the QR code. Notice I say that like I've been doing that forever. Just recently, in the last couple of years, learned that. The QR on the screen, and of course it's posted around the center, or at our website at unityspokane.org. We'd also like to connect you with you on other social media sites, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube. Just search Unity Spiritual Center Spokane. Chaplains. Our chaplains today are Diane Hunter and Steve. There. They've been holding the service in prayer today, and one of the chaplains will be up front and ready to pray with you. Whether you have something that's heavy on your heart and you want to share, or you have a joy you'd like to celebrate, come see a chaplain. Of course, every conversation is confidential. We'd like to encourage anyone who is in need of prayer to also fill out a prayer request form. They can be found in the seat pocket of the chair in front of you. They are prayed with by a prayer team here, and they are also sent to Silent Unity at Worldwide Ministries, where they are prayed with with a group there for 30 days. That's a big deal. A lot of prayer energy coming your way. It's one of the key foundational beliefs of this church. So, Amber McKenzie, please, followed by Diane Hunter.
Ellie? Good morning, everyone. Good morning. Okay, we have some announcements this morning. Let's see, let's start with Soul Growth Through Relationships. That is happening today. Today at 1 o'clock in the chapel with Catherine Dietz. There is still opportunity to join the class. So if you want to join today, maybe you didn't sign up, that's okay. There's an opportunity to do that. Just come see me after services and I can get you in there. That again starts at 1 o'clock today in the chapel. It's $50 per person. And it's going to be a really amazing class. So consider that if you are here today and you're interested in joining. We also have this Saturday Joy Shop, Reconnecting with Your Joy with Joan Breckling. This is going to be a really cool class as well. It is this Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m., so pretty much a full day. And it will be here in the chapel in person. It's $40, however, we do have scholarships. So if you're interested in joining this class, please see me after services. I can help you. If you need a scholarship, I can help you with that as well. So we hope that you will attend that Joy workshop and again, see me after services. Okay, we also have Ryan Sawyer's Breath and Meditation course. Ryan is here. I see him over here. Hi, Ryan. And he will be doing an amazing self-paced online course, which includes 7 weekly Zoom Q&A and practice sessions. And the dates you can see up there, May 2nd through June 13th, and that's 5:30 to 6:30 p.m. It's only $199, and there are scholarships available. So if you are interested in signing up for that class, come see me after services, or you can find it in our e-news. And I can also help you with scholarship if you are interested in joining. So, and you can talk to Ryan after services if you want more information about that class. So lots of exciting, amazing spiritual growth workshops that we're doing here. Okay, and now we're going to have Diane Hunter come up for the Compassion in Action fair that's coming up in October, and then I have one more thing after that. Come on up, Diane.
Good morning. Good morning. First of all, I would like to thank all of you for your amazing generosity in supporting our efforts this last year and contributing to funding our community outreach. I'm here today because your Compassion in Action team is planning an incredible opportunity for each and every one of you to step into our mission here at Unity of transforming lives and inspiring people to make a positive difference in our world. We are organizing what we are calling our Time, Talent, and Treasure Fair, an homage to Sally when she mentioned that. It's going to be held Saturday, October 7th, and I'm here to encourage each of you to use your individual talents and time to create treasure, which we will be used to fundraise for Second Harvest Food Bank. We conducted an online survey during the month of March to determine which nonprofits our congregation most wanted to support, and Second Harvest was the clear choice for most of those who completed our survey. Our committee is announcing this fair early. You have 6 months from now, so that you'll have enough time to determine how you would like to contribute. Maybe you're great at baking and you would like to sell baked goods. Are you a musician willing to entertain fairgoers for a short time? Perhaps you are a gardener and you'd like repotting plants to sell from your garden. If your thing is woodworking, jewelry, knitting, you'll have plenty of time to create objects to sell. So maybe you're handy at repairing bicycles or small electronics. Then consider that your talent. And let's not forget activities for our children. Can you make balloon animals? Or can you organize cookie decorating? Or can you do face painting? These are just a few examples of what you can contribute, and if you feel you don't have the time or the talent to contribute in these ways, then we hope you will attend the fair and purchase services or items so we can make sure we have a fun-filled activity for all of us and help make a meaningful contribution to the food bank. After the service, we will have a table set up by the atrium where you can sign up if you already know what you want to do, or you can get more ideas for ways to contribute. We've got a whole list of things. And you can also ask questions of our committee members to get more details. We will also have an online sign-up form attached to the e-newsletter, if you'd like to do it that way. So please stop by our table, and let's make this event a great way to connect with each other while showing our compassion to our great community. Thank you.
That sounds like a lot of fun. I'm excited for that, Diane. Thank you so much. Okay, and finally, we have, I don't know if you saw this in the bookstore, we have a beautiful art installation. Next slide, Caleb. Yeah. So did you see this? It's the beautiful tree with like cherry blossoms on it. So beautiful. So we want to thank a generous anonymous donor for this beautiful new permanent art installation in the store area, the art area. And we would like to celebrate and honor Sarah and Ava, who are pictured here, of the botanical alchemists who created it. Check it out after services. And a few more details have been added this week, more to come about how this came to be. So thank you so much for the beautiful art installation.
I hear children. How beautiful is that? All of these kids in their glory, even behind me. So let's say...
Actually, I have something.
absolutely.
It's kind of in there. So
we want anyone that is in the Earth Care team to stand up. So, after service, we have made you guys creations. So you guys gotta come back to the youth area. And we want you guys to keep standing because we have a blessing for you guys. You're gonna count us in. 1, 2, 3.
We love you, we praise you, we bless you.
And that's lovely. Let's say our children's blessing together, please. Be the love you are. Sing the song you hear. Share your joy of life with people far and near. And for ourselves, be the love we are. Sing the song we hear. Share our joy of life with people far and near. And now, all of you kids, please return to the people that you came with. And now please stand if you are able. We're going to be saying our prayer for protection, followed by the peace song. I was done. The light of God surrounds us. I am the light of God. The love of God enfolds us. I am the love of God. The power of God protects us. I am the power of God. The presence of God watches over us. I am the presence of God. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. And that's the truth.